So again, I apologize for the last minute trying to throw this together. I was unsure how this was all going to work. I've been agonizing about this for 3 months now, but I was really hoping that we could do this in person. Like I said in my text yesterday, we had a coaches meeting yesterday afternoon, and I asked, there was a lot of talk about summer camps and this and that. And then I asked a question about banquets, and all of a sudden the conversation came to a screeching halt. Being that we are a school program, we have to operate under the umbrella of schools as it's identified by New York State. And New York State isn't allowing any of the schools to function until phase 4. So even though we can start playing baseball and start doing other recreational sports, we are not allowed to do anything until phase 4. I don't want to wait until middle or end of July and then find out we can't find a common time or place, and then people are going away to college. So I'm really doing this for the seniors especially. Again, I apologize. It has to be in this format, but it is. I am recording this, so if you have relatives that want to see what was talked about here tonight or whatever, I'm going to figure out a way to post this tonight. And some point tomorrow, I will share a link to this whole meeting from this point on. I got Coach Magalete and Coach Louie are here. I'm going to let them say hello really quick, and then we're going to get started.
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, this is good stuff. Like Coach D said, we can't meet up. But I'm glad we're all getting together for the last time here, at least last time with all the 2020 grads, and just talk about our really good season that we had, real positive season. So looking forward to kind of going through some of the stuff we have for you guys.
Hey guys, like the boys just said, it's good to be able to chat about what our season was like and what it entailed, and take the positives out of it, and enjoy this little presentation, and just have some fun and give us some thumbs up, give us some smiles, give us some laughs, and just stay positive through this whole thing. It's always good to see you guys, especially here on the screen, even though we can't see each other in person. So, you guys ready to rock and roll?
This is the first time that we've done a banquet so far after the season has ended, and we were trying to think long and hard about some of the highs and lows and the memories from this past season. The memories are always easy to recall, but sometimes you get a little fuzzy on the details after a few months. But looking back, I was really proud of our group, the way that we improved throughout the course of the season, and all end up where we wanted to, or with the ranking that we wanted to, or the seed we wanted to. The important thing is we grew together as a group. I really feel like we got better individually in our skills and in our team play, and that was evident to me throughout the courses of the season this year. Thinking back, we were 25th overall in the state, even though our record was a little bit under 500. We had some really good showings in tournaments, with the Saratoga tournament, second place, and even in the Cortland tournament, second place. And in both of those tournaments, we weren't that far off from first place. We had some records that were broke this year, some individual records that we're going to go over in just a little bit by a couple of our seniors. And we've got some awards to hand out. So the format this year is going to be a little bit different than I've done in the past. I'm going to talk about the seniors, okay? And then after I talk about the seniors, we're going to talk about the award winners. And I want to start with a member of our team. And although he spent most of the year on our practice squad, Danny Hickey was someone that just his qualities is in his work ethic and what his commitment to just wanting to be a part of us. It really, made us all step back, especially the coaches, and really, really respect what he stood for every single day in practice. And I'll never forget, for the rest of my years of coaching and beyond. I'll never forget the day that we had practice right before one of our first scrimmages against Albany Academy, and we were doing the last two. And Danny Hickey was just busting his tail up and down the ice. And he didn't even think he was going to be a part of anything in the scrimmage the next day. And because of those efforts, we gave him the nod. And he just his work ethic all the time is something that is a great leadership quality, a great example that he sets every time he comes to us. He even got in and got some time on ice in our senior night against LaSalle and almost scored a big goal for us too. He was chosen by his teammates to get the hard hat in that game, and Danny Hickey is going to be attending University of Pittsburgh studying biology next year. Great job, Danny. Oh, I forgot. There you go, Danny. That was your that was your slide. Sorry about that, Danny. And we're moving on. We're moving on to Jack Christian. Jack Christian is came to us a couple years ago. He's a 2-year player, moved in from Buffalo, and really was just loved every part of our program, and just he fit right in. He fit right in. And what I loved about Jack this year, and I'm going to have coaches jump in just a second, add for each kid. What I love about Jack this year is he would do whatever that was needed for the best of the team. I remember having a little heart-to-heart with him in the middle of the game early on in the season. We were in Albany Academy. He was getting really, really frustrated with things that were going on the ice. I think he was getting cheap shotted, and then the referee might have gotten for a penalty, and he didn't feel like he was contributing. And I'm like, Jack, you don't understand. Your effort right now is above and beyond improve over everybody else that's on this bench at that stage of the season. And, you just saw Jack's eyes light up, because I don't think he saw himself in that light at that time. And Coach Louis leaned over to me and said, he's doing exactly what we want him to be doing right now. He's perfect. Just let's get him back on track and make sure his head's in the game. And then from that point on, Jack was just all in. He's a workhorse, but sometimes when you get guys that are grinders or workhorses, they take a lot of penalties, and that wasn't Jack's style. He did his job, kept his shifts short, and got off the ice, and his work ethic was just commendable this year.
Yeah, and also to add with Jack, especially, he was probably, out of 17 years of coaching in the program, probably one of our best centers, third line centers, consistent across the board. And he was steady Eddie, and we needed him to do what he needed to do, and he did the job. And he was definitely commended for it in a lot of coaches' chats, and without a doubt. So kudos to you, Jack, on that. And it was super, super awesome to be able to coach you through those 2 years and watch you grow. So
thanks, coaches.
You're welcome. You know what? That's a great idea, Jack. If any of you guys have anything to say at the end of your little spiel, please unmute your microphone and take it away. So talking to Jack, I know he was back and forth about his schools, but we learned today that Jack has decided on attending Suncoast Tech down in Florida, and he's going to study business management. So we wish you the best of luck, Jack.
Thank you, coaches.
Not that one. That's me. Yeah. All right. Moving on to Jake Mayo. Is everybody still there? Jake, you still there?
Yeah.
All right, Jake. I'm gonna talk about you now. Jake was he was rostered on our varsity team as a sophomore. So he's been with us for 3 seasons. He started as a defenseman, moved back and forth from forward to D, and then this year he finished the season strong as a forward. And one thing about that really blew me away this year over the course of the last 18 months was his dedication to his fitness. His body physique totally changed from a sophomore to a senior. He really committed himself to becoming an athlete. And it showed. It showed in his quickness on the ice, had gotten much improved. His shot was one of his biggest assets as a hockey player, because he had such a hard release. And he was so quick to let it go, but we just felt throughout the season that he wasn't shooting enough. And I remember having conversations with Jake, about the January part of the season. We were trying to get him to really understand that shot of his was such an asset to our team, especially when we were going through droughts where we weren't really scoring as much as we wanted to. And Jake started to learn how to make that little pull move when he got across the blue line, get a little bit of a window on the defenseman and get the shot off. A lot of times that surprised the goalie and created scoring chances for our team. So he became a big power play guy for us. The coach is going to talk about that in his role in the power play in just a second. But he just was a wonderful addition to our team over the last 3 years. Coach?
Yeah, it was great to see Jake come into himself at the end and be able to give us some good power play minutes and use your size, Jake, and your shot when we were able to get you out and about and, snap that off. So that was fun to kind of intermittently work you in throughout the latter half of the year there. And, your size and presence is going to be huge, obviously, on the lacrosse field next year. But it was a big, whether you knew it or not, it was a big presence as far as you being on our power play late in the year to kind of give us some sparks and get us on the board a little more often. So good job with that, and great job overall too on a solid second half of the year. I think finishing off on a good note, buddy.
Any words to say, Jake Mayo?
Thank you, coaches.
Well said, Jake. Well said. You're welcome. Jake is going to be attending Roberts Wesleyan in the fall, and he's going to study business administration and play some lacrosse. So best of luck to you, Jake, moving forward.
Thanks,
The
Coach.
order in which we're doing this tonight, guys, is in the way I think that I've always done it is, players that have been here the shortest amount of time are kind of going first, and then the ones that have been here a little bit longer are going towards the end. So no specific order other than that. Our next person up is Kent Lighton. Kent, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Coacher.
Are you in the United States or are you in Canada, Kent?
I'm in the U.S.
Okay, all right, just checking. Kent's he's a 3-year starter for us as a goaltender. He got a lot of minutes as a sophomore and continued on with his progress. Last year as a junior had a huge year, and this year was really it put our minds at ease knowing we had so many experienced goaltenders, and Kent not being, no exception to that. He last year he got his name in the record book a bunch of times, and this year he did as well. He was a steady Eddie for us. He's a student of the game. He's got a very good work ethic. He's someone that is dedicated to working on his craft, and it shows. Kent's consistency really has been a huge backbone to our program over the last few years when we've had him in net. And he's just, it's what a peace of mind as a coach to know that whoever's starting in net, especially this year, whether it's Kent or John or Leo or Lash, whoever's starting in net, we had peace of mind knowing that young man was going to do his job, and Kent did a great job at it. I didn't realize that Kent had got into our record books this year until I started compiling all the stats just about a month ago. And I found that Kent was 6th overall in most games played in a career with 43 games. Excuse me, he was 5th overall in lowest goals against average in a career with 2.23. He had the 2nd highest save percentage in a season with 91.7. And he was 6th most in wins in a career with 23 wins. Coach, I'm going to add a couple things about Kent.
Yeah. Again, just kind of hop on what Coach D was just saying. Kent was he was there for us, every day, every night. I can remember when he came in as a freshman, he looked like a fourth grader. But he really, he had a good freshman year practicing, and then sophomore year he turned it on. I remember us talking in the office there how, this kid's really taking shape, and and he did. And he a lot of defensemen on this team, pretty much everyone on this team, owes Kent a huge slap on the back for saving a goal that was 100% going to be their fault, but Kent saved the day. So when you see Kent next time, definitely give him a high five for that. A lot of pluses and minuses, turned into stayed on the high side, on the good side, because of Kent. And obviously he won a lot of games for us single-handedly. So Kent, we're going to miss you next year, and good luck out at RIT, and we really appreciate it. Speech.
Very much, Coacher.
Anything else to add, Kent, or you want me to continue?
I'm good. You can continue.
Kent, I want to make a public apology by not changing the picture on the screen until about 5 minutes into your presentation.
That's all right.
I know Jake Mayo was loving it. Moving on. If I do that again, somebody unmute and let me know. Tyler Sullivan. Is Tyler there?
Yeah, I'm here, Coacher.
What's up, Sully?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Do you mind if we talk about you for a couple minutes, Tyler?
I would love it.
All right. Tyler, wow, what an awesome addition. I think I might have shared this story last year, but we had to really put the full court press on Tyler at the end of his freshman year to come and play for his high school team. And I remember him even showing up at one point to a captain's practice. I can't remember if it was freshman year or sophomore year. And, I really had my fingers crossed that Tyler was going to make the decision to play with us. And, I don't want to speak for Tyler, but he and I have discussed this in the past. And I just remember him saying to me after that first year how much fun he had. But I'll say this, Tyler, over the last 3 years, you need to know how much fun we had, not only watching you play, but getting to know you as a member of our team. And it just really, your personality lights up the locker room. And it's something that will definitely be missed. There's going to be a huge hole in our locker room next year with your absence. Tyler was, like I said, for us this year, there's a shot. Although I spent a lot of times trying to beg Tyler to shoot lower more often, or maybe tape the full blade of his stick as opposed to a partial blade. I always was in awe every time I saw him going down the left wing side and then picking the near side corner over the goalie's glove. I've seen it. I'd see it a couple times in every practice, and we'd see it, once every few games as well. And it just, what an amazing threat he was for us anytime he was on the ice. But the awesome thing about Tyler is not only did he have a skill base that was just fantastic, but he had the work ethic to back it up, and people respected the heck out of him for that. There was never anything less than 95% for Tyler, and that really was that I think that made him the player that he is today, because we've had a lot of really talented players come through our program, but not every talented player like Tyler has got the work ethic that he does. So Coach Louie is going to talk a little bit about Sully here. Oh, he said he doesn't want to talk about you, Tyler. Hold on. Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Coach Louie.
So yeah, just piggyback on coaches. It's this is a big hole that's gonna be hard to fill, especially with a guy like you. And kudos to your career here as a SHEN hockey player. It's been a pleasure to coach you, watch you grow as a young man, and then just power play presence was a threat. I knew that the teams would pick up on you and lock you off, and you would get frustrated. And I hope I did a pretty good job as far as calming you down and keeping you even keel and kind of stay in the moment. And, when you weren't scoring, but you were doing other things better, and I was able to get you back on the right track. And, hopefully you enjoyed that and, embraced that part of your game. Just a little side note of your game, but huge two-way player. And, you should be very proud of your career here at SHEN, and I just want to wish you all the best of luck at HVCC. Rocking a little phys ed to start out, and then hopefully maybe you'll go to C-State. So, good job, buddy.
Thanks, coaches.
Yeah.
Tyler Sullivan is going to be attending Hudson Valley in the fall, and he's going to pursue a degree in physical education. We're super proud of you for that, Tyler.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Moving on to our sixth senior, not sick. John Sassone. Johnny boy, you there?
Yes, I am, and I am sick, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you are? Jeez, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, not actually sick. I meant like cool, because you said sixth, like to correct yourself.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the things that we love about John. Here, we'll put his picture up there. John is such a happy-go-lucky player. I'll never forget the first impression that John ever made on me with like just the way he is and how easygoing and lovable the kid can be is we were at a food pantry a few years ago doing like a community service day, and we were packing groceries or something for right before Thanksgiving for families in need. And John laughed uncontrollably for about 20 minutes to the point where he couldn't even talk. He was crying. This was in first impression on all of us as a guy in our program, but just a fond memory I have of you there. But, one similar to Jake, I really want to make a point about John. John and I met at the end of last season. Every player, we have our exit meetings, and one of the things we talked about with John was his level of fitness and how we wanted to see him would be a little bit quicker in the crease and come back in the fall or after the summer much stronger on his skates and just a more solid core so he could move post to post a little bit better. And man, oh man, did he ever commit himself to that. The way that John trimmed himself down and just was noticeably much stronger, and he felt great. And not only that, he waved it like a flag. He was so proud of all the hard work that he had put in the offseason and his commitment to really making his senior year the best it could be was an admirable thing for me to witness as his coach. I have two memorable moments of John this year, and they're both two things that I'll never forget. One is his performance in our game against Burnt Hills as a 4-0 shutout. He recorded 26 saves in this game. I've never seen this kid play the way he did. Just absolutely lights out. Now, he had a couple other stints throughout the season where he peaked to that, one of which is going to be the Queensbury game we'll talk about in a second. But man, oh man, it was so much fun to watch him play and be in his moment. So when, all of us, we we'll live our glory days out years down the road, and we'll think back to our youth career maybe, or our high school career, and we're going to have the one or two memorable moments. And John, I guarantee you, if not for you, I can tell you for me, 20 years down the road, that should be a game that you remember. You should remember being in the zone the way that you were, making save after save. I didn't think we had any right to win that game, to be honest with you. They were such an offensive power team, and you gave us the chance to win that game. And the second one is the Queensbury game. We tied Queensbury 2-2, and this was like a big turning point to our season because we had some disappointing losses at this point, and we were really hungry to get revenge on Queensbury after losing to them earlier in the year. They were top of the league at the time, and we know we could take them out, and we started the game playing great, and then all of a sudden there was a melee in front of our crease. John got taken out. His blocker is on top of the crease. His helmet flies off. And in that skirmish, they've got 4 or 5 kids in the crease, and they score. The ref lost sight of the puck. He pointed for a goal. And my favorite moment in this whole story was the passion that John showed when he was so angry about what had happened. And I know we can all laugh about it now. None of us were happy at that moment. But just that passion right there defined what John's senior season meant to him. The way he went after it, the way he prepared for it, and the way he performed when he was in net for us was really a tribute to everything that John put into playing his senior year for us. So we're really going to miss a lot of parts of John. His play, especially in big games like that, his character and his happy-go-lucky attitude in and around the locker room, it was a real difference maker for our team. Coach Magaletta is going to talk for a minute or two about John.
Yeah, Sass, again, great locker room guy. Loved having you. A couple of those moments right there from Queensbury. I can remember first shift of the second period. We were either losing 1-0. We may have been losing 1. Yeah, we were losing 1-0, and we were trying to find our way, I think. But long story short, you made a glove save that pretty much saved the game. It would have put them up 2-0, with a minute into the second period, and it would have kind of stung a little bit, and who knows what would have happened. But, it's saves like that pushed us through. And I think it was still 1-0 after the second. And then we tied it in the third, went down 2-1, tied 2-2, and then went to OT and tied. But I just remember that being a huge turning point right after the first intermission there. And, again, like I was saying with Kent, you definitely saved a few defensemen's bacon there. And if some of you remember this play that I'm talking about, again, give John a slap on the back because he saved you there. So, John, we're going to miss you for sure. I know I talked to you last week. You said you're going to Oswego. You're hoping to play club hockey there, and that's awesome. It's going to be great up there. Going to study marketing, and we're going to miss you, man. We're going to miss you. So really appreciate it, Johnny Sass.
Yeah, thanks. I miss it too. A ton. Thank you. Thanks.
Great season this year, Johnny. Great 4 years. You're welcome. All right, we got two players left. Both of them played for 4 years, but actually one of them was a part of the program for 5. So I'm going to start actually with Cole Haldane. Cole, you there?
I'm here.
Cole, correct me if you started as a freshman. Were you in our P squad as an 8th grader? I don't think you were you?
I don't think I passed the test. Well, I don't think I weighed enough.
Well, how did your brother Austin pass the test then?
I don't think he did.
I'm just kidding. Listen, Cole Haldane, man, oh man, what a hockey player. another one of those kids where it's an absolute pleasure to come to the rink every day and watch him and his capabilities as a hockey player. He's a fantastic skater. He's got great vision and hands with a puck. He's a good playmaker. He really had, I think, of all his 4 years, probably had his best year. Last year as a junior, but does not mean that he wasn't a pillar for our team this year. He certainly was. He just was in a different type of role. In fact, he was setting up Tyler half the time. Always a part of our offense, always a part of a threat. And every time he was on the ice, especially in the offensive zone, he was a threat. But I'll tell you something about Cole. Cole really embraced this year the importance of being a first-line center and understanding how important his role was in both ends of the ice, not only the offensive end, which he relishes in, but in the defensive end. We have some terms that we use a lot with our players, with our centers, and make sure you're getting low, down below the goal line, supporting the D. Low and slow is what we always say to our centers, just to make sure that you're available for them, taking the right approach angles so you're not jamming a pass. And a lot of centers might want to just take off early and leave the zone and try to get a 2-on-1 or a breakaway. That wasn't the system that we played, and Cole was an important part of making sure that our goaltenders and our defensemen were getting the support that they needed. Another kid with unbelievable work ethic. I rarely see him get knocked down, but the only time he got blown up this year was by Ryan Salins. So Ryan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Coach.
Ryan, that was the hit of the year.
I appreciate that.
Right?
No, I'm sorry, Cole.
With friends like you, who needs enemies, Ryan? Anyway, that moment, I caught the very last second of it in the corner of my eye when I was on the bench, and it scared the wits out of me, as I'm sure it did his parents and everybody else that was watching. But that is a Haldane for you. It doesn't matter which one I'm talking about. They're tough. They are tough as nails. You rarely see them stay down on an injury, and to that point, we also had a scary moment in practice right before our game against Saratoga. We were practicing screening goalie and tipping and things like that. And I regretted it in the moment until I found out that Cole was going to be all right. But I decided it would be nice if we had Calvin Hicks, clap some bombs right towards Cole's feet, and was trying to tell Cole to let the puck go through him. So he was presenting more of a screen for the goalie, and then Calvin ended up getting him on the unprotected part of his foot. And the way Cole went down, he didn't get back up. And he crawled over to the bench, and he was in tears. Obviously, it hurt him, but I think the emotions were more over the idea that he might not be playing in his last game of the season. So we were a little concerned that night, and we got Dad took him to get x-rays, and everything came back negative, thankfully. And Cole made a dramatic recovery by the time it was game time a few days later. But he had us all worried because going into a game without any of these seniors, especially Cole, there's a huge, huge hole in our lineup. And he was an important player for our team. So we're really going to miss Cole this year. We received an honorable mention in Section 2. I really think that Cole got the shaft this year when it came to the All-Star voting. But he was definitely nominated and he got a bunch of votes, but he was just under the mark for second team. Coach is going to talk a little bit about Cole. I know he played a huge role for our power play as well this year.
Hey, Cole. Yeah, another big asset to our program and just a huge leader overall. Going to be tough to replace Shoes, especially with the Haldane name. So, you had a heck of a career. Finished off with 12 hatches this year, second best. Honorable mention this year also was Section 2. It's always tip your hat to something like that, that you're recognized by everybody in the community as well. And power play was huge. You know, we went through a lot of different concepts and different schemes, and, you know, you were easy to coach through that and, you know, and make the guys better around you. And I commend you for that as well. And continue to learn like that, especially when you're going to move on to the next level at Cortland, to play at the collegiate club level. And just stay positive, and, you know, things will kind of fall into your lap. And, you know, just a great career as a Shen hockey player. It was awesome to see you coach, see you grow, and best of luck next year, buddy.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure playing for this program. I couldn't ask for anything more.
We're certainly going to miss you, Cole. We certainly are going to miss you. Golf clap for Cole Haldane. And last but not least, we've got Chris Lasher. Chris has been a member of our team, for a varsity rostered member for 4 years, and he was a practice player as an 8th grader. Now, that was a year that I did not coach. I took the season off, but I remember Chris because I had to drop something off at the rink in one of the very first tryouts, and I was trying to sneak out without being seen. And I looked out, I'm like, who the heck is that kid with a red mission helmet? And that kid was Chris Lasher. Chris, are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here, Coach.
I figured you were. I just didn't want to go on and find out that you weren't really there. Lash, what can I say about you? I think the mark that you left, your legacy within our program, is the way you compete and the way you lead every single night, every single day in practice. Chris Lasher never took a day off, ever took a day off. His approach was always sincere, but at the same time, he took it personal, in a game where guys weren't working up to his rate. And Chris just carried himself in such a way that it was a no-brainer that he was going to be one of our captains. And his leadership is certainly going to be missed. I know that Chris was toying around with the idea of some type of military background, and I think his plans have changed right now. But I had said when I had first learned that would have been a perfect fit, just because of the nature of you as a person, as a young man, Chris. Just your hard work mentality, your passion for the game, but your passion for the effort that you put in, your passion for your work ethic, your passion for always showing up ready to compete is what we really are so proud for you, of you for. We're going to get to the awards in a little bit, and Chris was one of those guys that got a lot of votes from a lot of his teammates because of the amount of respect that they had for him as a player and as a student athlete. And we're certainly going to miss him. Coach Magalette is going to say a thing or two about Lash, and then we're going to move on with our awards.
Yeah, again, Chris, is great having you the last 4 years. You know, if there was a way I had to describe your play, you know, I would probably say that you're like a dog on a bone. You know, real passionate, great puck pursuit. And, you know, it was an easy call to put you out there in tough situations where, you know, it's late in the game, we're a man down, and, we need a play, we need a guy to get in the other team's face and just be disruptive. And that's, you know, you did that day in and day out. So we're definitely going to miss you for sure. All right, here, we're going to take a 20-minute break and have some dessert. And then we're going to get into the awards. So everybody have some dessert, go to the bathroom. We'll be right back.
No, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Chris Lasher is going to be attending University of Buffalo in the fall, and he's going to be studying political science. Chris, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Coach.
You are welcome. You are welcome. We're going to take a little shift. I'm going to turn my camera on here. one of the things that the players will all get is a plaque. We're going to figure out a way to distribute these to everyone. We might be putting out there like if you want to pick up your plaque in person, you can meet us at the Commons at such and such time on a certain day. We will let you know that. We got to coordinate our schedule. It's going to be sometime within the next 5 days, maybe sometime before the end of the day on Sunday. But I do want to personally deliver the trophies and whatnot for the award winners. So I'm going to try to make arrangements to do that within the next few days as well. And if I see you, I'll give you your plaque. And if I don't, we can coordinate somehow. But we've got some awards. The next one I wanted to talk to you guys about is the Scholar Athlete Award winners. This is the one that moms and dads and student athletes you need to be the most proud of, because that's your work ethic. That's your work ethic in the classroom. And what's that? Oh, sorry about that, guys. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players from our program earned above a 90 average throughout their time at Shenendehowa High School. And so one of the things that you guys will receive is this beautiful little pin. You see that? All right, you'll get one of these if you're one of these players. So working my way up with a 90.6 this year, Tyler Sullivan. With a 90.83, Ryan Salins. With a 91.5, Anthony Sassone. With a 91.5 as well, Dan Hickey. 92.4 was freshman Marty Magaletta. 93 even was senior Kent Layton. 93.5 was sophomore Nate Hutchins. With a 93.571, so just a little bit more than Hutch, was Justin Mayo. And a little bit more than him, a 93.75, is Leo. Leo, you got bragging rights over both of those guys. But we got 4 more. We got Ryan Haug, the Hauger, 94 even. Cole Haldane with a 94.1. And our top 2 averages on the team, Calvin Hicks with a 96. Congratulations, Calvin. Keep up the good work. And with a top average on the team, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Seltruda with a 98. Congratulations to all you guys. So I know who to call when my kids need homework help and I can't do it anymore because this math is getting hard. Joey Seltruda, I'm talking to you. Listen, before we go on to do our awards, I want to say something really quick. We've got such a bright future on this team. When I'm looking down at the kids who are going to be coming back next year, Anthony Sassone, Marty Magaletta, Austin Haldane, Justin Mayo, Justin Mizga, Ryan Haug, Ryan Salins, David Fagan, Nolan Sullivan, who I can now officially call Sully, Joey Seltruda, Calvin, Colin Palmer, Nick Rex, Hutchins, Coons, all you guys, and Lucas Lasher. So with 2 goaltenders and all these other players, forwards and D, what a bright future. And then to add to that, all the guys that were on our practice squad this year, Dunk, Guyton, Freddie Hicks, Carter Jones, Stephen LePage, all with great years of development this year. Also to adding to that group, Keegan Lynn, Jackson Rachel, Brandon Stocker. It was an absolute pleasure to watch you guys compete in practices with us, to watch you compete in our 4-on-4 JV games. And really the future looks bright for our team moving forward in these next couple of years. And I'm going to just encourage you and motivate you to keep working hard. There's always somebody next to you trying to take your minutes or take your spot. But it's an awesome, awesome thing to play for something bigger than you. And we all have that opportunity in team sports, but it's quite different when you're playing for your school, because you're not only representing your organization, you're representing K to 12, everybody that comes in to on our campus for school every day. And what you stand for means more than you know. And I say that because I've got I have a young son who's kind of growing up through youth hockey now, and he looks up to you guys like you wouldn't believe. And his buddies, they idolize all of you. Every once in a while, we'll do a special thing for my team, and we'll go and we'll open up the locker room for them. We'll let them use the locker room before one of their games, and they're fighting over who gets to sit and whose seat, and they know you all by name. So it's really important for you guys to understand that, because when you're a part of our program, you're much bigger than the nameplate on the back of your jersey. You represent your family, you represent your coaches, you represent your school, your teachers, and you are a role model for all those young kids, especially the ones in Clifton Park youth hockey. So we're really we're fortunate to have the setup that we have. We're fortunate to have great players and great young men like yourselves. And I'm just going to encourage you to just keep working. And one of these days, you're going to be a senior like these other guys. And I think any one of them can tell you this goes by like that, like in a blink of an eye, it's going to go. So you got to make the most of everything you got. Moving on to our awards. We have Mr. Barger usually attends our banquet. He's the one that takes the photos for us. And for the last 4 or 5 years, he's wanted to present an award that he calls the Devil Dog Forechecker Award. And a lot of the times it's one and the same with our 110% award. But this year it was a little bit unique. And this player in particular deserved this just by every time, the way he did his job every time he was on the ice. Closing down space right away, being someone that is, if I'm a defenseman and I have the puck and I'm trying to break out and I see this kid skating down at me in the manner in which he's skating, in the intensity in which he's chasing me or pursuing me, I'm going to be nervous. I'm probably going to make a mistake with a puck. And the recipient of this year's Devil Dog Forechecker Award is Ryan Haug. Congratulations, Ryan. Where are you, Ryan Haug?
Right here, Coach.
There you are. Ryan, I don't have it with me because Mr. Barger's got to get it to me, but he is going to have an award that we're going to make sure we get in your hands. So if I don't have it in the next couple of days, I promise you I'll get it and I'll track you down. Okay, Ryan?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Congratulations. Great job this year. Now, one thing about these awards moving forward here, aside from the Devil Dog Forechecker Award, which is chosen by the coaching staff and by Mr. Barger, all of these other awards, with the exception of one, all of these other awards are for the players, by the players. They were based on what you guys voted, which I think is pretty special, because that means that that would mean a lot to me. Hey, I earned this, and I earned this through the respect of my teammates and my peers. So all of these are something to be proud of. Moving on, our next award is our Outstanding Defensive Player Award. I'm going to have Coach Magaletta present this award.
Yeah, hey guys, again, I always say, you guys hear me say, I love our D, and our guys, our D core as a unit brought a lot to the table this year. We had guys who were good puck possession guys. We had guys who were good skaters with the puck. We had guys who were, again, like I said about Chris Lasher, he's a dog on a bone. We had guys who were disruptive. We had guys with long sticks on shorthanded kills that could get a stick on a puck, break up a play, and get it out. And those are all huge parts of the game. But this year, our Defensive Player of the Year award goes to number 24, our captain, Mr. Chris Lasher.
Much deserved, Chris. Yeah. Thanks,
Right
Coacher.
here.
Thanks, Coacher. I just want to say thank you to the fellows. It means a lot. Thank you, guys.
All right. Congratulations, Chris. All right. So now we're going to our outstanding offensive player. And this award is going to be presented by Coach Lewis.
Hey guys, this award, offensive player of the year. I got it led us in scoring, led us in a lot of minutes offense with power play, penalty kill as well. Just hard to play against and leads by example, as a leader on and off on the rink and off the rink, and just an outstanding individual overall, and had an excellent career and a well-deserved choice on this one. And our 2019-20 outstanding offensive player is Tyler Sullivan.
Thanks, Coach.
Yes, all.
I don't think they can see it.
Congrats, Ty.
I apologize. There's no like embedded camera in this when we go to present screens, so I don't mean to be, impersonal. But I do have my iPad plugged in here too, so you can. I have 2 camera feeds. We'll just do that. All right. Congratulations, Tyler. Coach Lewis is going to also do this one. This is our Hobie Baker Character Award.
So this award is our Hobie Baker Character Award. This is also obviously at the collegiate level, at the Division I, Division II, and III, which is obviously a big prestigious character build excellence award. And they also do this for high school. This is the 40th year for the Hobie Baker across the board. This award is based off of commitment, teamwork, persistence, academic excellence, sportsmanship, and putting the team before themselves. And this year's recipient was chosen, obviously, by the coaching staff. And this year's 2020 award goes to Mr. Chris Lasher. Congrats, Lash.
Thank you, Coach.
Well deserved, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to our Most Improved Player Award. Our Most Improved Player from this season is going to be presented by Coach Magaletta.
All right, guys. Hey, I do have to say, we're here in Coach D's garage doing this, and it feels a little bit like that Dropkick Murphys concert at Fenway Park 2 weeks ago. But hey, this is for the Most Improved Player Award. This guy, he was a practice player last year. He was kind of finding his way, and this year he found himself on the team, played a significant role, and did a lot of really good things. When we had our interview with this guy, with this player, at the end of the season, we were just talking about things. One thing that he said was, he says, this year, he said it was kind of surreal, like for the first, month or so, or maybe through Christmas. He said, because he remembers, he was just growing up. He was the mite, the squirt, the first year Pee Wee, going to these SHEN games, looking at these kids going, oh my God, this is SHEN, and idolizing some of these kids. And to me, and then he said it was surreal for him because now all of a sudden he's the one out there. And it shows me that this kid has a lot of passion for the game. He loves playing for SHEN. He loves playing hockey. And those are the kind of guys that we want in the locker room and on the ice as part of this team. So this kid, again, he brought a lot to the table. He was a defenseman. And the award for Most Improved Player this year goes to Joey Seltruda. All right, Joey.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations, Joey. Well deserved.
Thank you.
The Bill MacArthur 110% award. Bill MacArthur, Coach MacArthur, to me, he was a coach at SHEN for 19 years before I was lucky enough to be hired in this awesome school district and be a part of this team. Coach MacArthur, ironically, used to be the elementary phys ed teacher at Arenda, where Coach Lewis works now. He ended up getting his teaching job after he retired from teaching. I ended up getting his coaching job 2 years prior to him retiring from teaching. And he also used to be my youth hockey coach. His oldest son was a year younger than I, so every other year he was my coach. And I remember, not to make this go on and on about Coach MacArthur, it is his award, but it's about our recipient, right? But it relates. I remember it being a 9-10-year-old kid, and at the time, Shenendehowa used to play at Center City, which was in Schenectady, and Schenectady Youth Hockey, where I played, was also practicing there. And they would practice before or after some of our youth hockey practices or games. And I remember being glued to the glass, watching these guys on the ice, looking at them like they were legends. And now I know these names as I browse through our media guide and see, who used to play for them in the mid-'80s. But Coach Mack was a part of the program for a long, long time. We renamed our 110% award after him because of the effort that he put into not just coaching hockey, but coaching tennis, he tracked everything under the sun almost at Shenendehowa in his years in our school district. But this player came to the rink every day and gave 110%. And this award, again, voted by you guys as the kid that always gave it all, was Chris Lasher.
Hi, Chris.
Thank you, coaches.
Congratulations, Lasher. Don't thank me. Thank your teammates. They voted you.
Thank you, boys.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That wouldn't have come off great. All right, and we've got two more awards here. We see these next two awards. They're big awards for us because one of them talks about who the king of the hill was this year, and the other one talks about who had a great season as a young player and is going to be the future of our program. And we're going to start with that one with our Rookie of the Year award. We had a lot of great rookies, and really when you look at this trophy, the trophy that we have at the rink has everybody's name who's ever won this award going back to the last 18 or 19 seasons. And some of the names on this trophy are guys that went on to win our MVP when they were seniors. Calvin Hicks was the recipient of this award last year and was definitely a worthy recipient of it. To qualify for this award, you have to be an underclassman, a freshman or a sophomore, or even a 7th and 8th grader for that matter, and you have to be in your first year playing on the team. And this year, this player, what a fantastic hockey player. He's a defenseman, was a freshman for us this year, logged a lot of minutes, and you could see the maturity in his play just by when he had the puck. Very rarely did he ever get rattled. I thought there was going to be an adjustment for him with a physical part of the high school game. He didn't really show that was surprising him too much. It was moving at a faster pace, and he adjusted to it very easily. And really, his decision making is so keen when he's under pressure. He doesn't get rattled, whether it's an escape move or an overlap or just a quick little head fake and making a good crisp pass to his partner or to an outlet forward. He really was the start of so many excellent breakouts, and sometimes that can be the Achilles heel of a team. If they're struggling to get out of their own zone. And when this player was on the ice, that never was an issue. This year's recipient for Rookie of the Year is Marty Magaletta.
Thanks, Coach.
Congratulations, Marty.
Thank you, boys.
So, I didn't do this one. Is that what you're saying?
No, I did. We were just saying he was dead.
Oh, but I did him. We did him. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. And on to our final award for this season, our most valuable player. Goes without saying, this kid was we talked before talking about his work ethic and his ability, his offensive ability, and the combination of that work rate and that ability to make plays on the ice that a lot of other kids couldn't make is what made him our MVP. This player was on the ice, and when there were key situations, we were man down. He was one of our top penalty killers. He loved to soak up slap shots from the point by blocking them and getting down. He was always the first guy to do things like that. What an admirable quality that is amongst your teammates and your peers, to show that you're willing to get in front of a 60 or 70 mile an hour slap shot, and with the chance that it might hit you somewhere where you don't have padding. Never did he have a second thought about not doing that. And he was our leading goal scorer. He scored big goals when we needed it. And it was pretty obvious. You guys all voted as our most valuable player this year is Tyler Sullivan. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thanks, Coach.
Congrats, Sully.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Calvin.
So there you have it. We, again, this is not the way I wanted to do this. I'd rather be able to shake your hands, look you in the eye in person for real, and congratulate you all. Because of the nature of everything, we decided to change the format a little bit and make this about the seniors and the award winners. So that does not diminish guys that we didn't single out tonight. And that's why I kind of went through the names of the returning guys. Our future is really bright. And if you guys continue to work at the rate that I believe you are, and if you take these seniors as an example and understand how quickly this can all go by, and make that fuel your hunger for getting after it more each and every day, and making sure that you're putting everything you can into your workouts, that's what we need. Usually at the banquet, when we have the banquet in like March, we announce our captain. And I know there's some parents that are on tonight, and I don't know how many were aware of this, but in our very first Google Meet, when all of this started and we knew that we weren't going to be getting together for a while, we announced our captain for next season. We announced just one name for right now, and that's Justin Mizga. Justin, what an honor it is to be a captain of your high school team, and especially at the varsity level. And it's something that's well-deserved, well-respected. Again, it's one of those things where every time we have an exit interview, that is one of the top questions we talk to kids about, whether they're a graduating senior or a younger kid. Who do you look up to? Who do you think shows leadership qualities? Who do you think that would be a really great leader for our program? And Justin Mizga, your name came up every single time. To watch you grow in your confidence this year in the locker room, and just who you are as a person and as a player, really meant the world, not only to me, but to your teammates around you. And we're going to be relying on that leadership moving forward. So congratulations, Justin.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. So we are trying to figure out a way where we can get together for a picnic, at the very least, maybe take some photos and post them. But for right now, the plan is, if you were one of these award winners tonight, some collection of our coaching staff, whether it's one of us, two of us, or all of us, are going to make our way over to your houses and individually present you your award. And for those that we don't get to, we're going to post a date and a time and a location where you can come to us. Maybe we'll post ourselves at the Commons outside of the locker room, and have an opportunity to socially distance, but an opportunity to just say thank you again for an outstanding season. It really means a lot to all of us to have you guys commit yourself to some of the things, the expectations that we have, and we really appreciate everything that you stand for, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you guys. And to our seniors, we wish you the very best. We're going to absolutely miss you, and hopefully we can see each other again pretty soon. You younger guys, I can't wait to keep working with you guys, and we'll get some information out as soon as we know more details, whether it's camp, tournaments, wrap season, and things like that. So you'll be hearing from me in the next couple of weeks for sure. Coach, anything to add?
Congrats to all you guys. Great year. Congrats to you seniors. Wish you all the best moving forward in the collegiate or college days, and returners. Hopefully see you guys soon, and we'll see you guys for the awards. All right.
Coach Mags,
Yo.
can we get one last joke of the day?
Oh.
I was just getting on to ask the same thing.
Oh.
Good for you, Sully. Put him on the spot.
Oh, you're catching me off guard here. You're catching me off guard. Let me think here. Let me think. I can't. Yeah, you can. I can't. All right.
Make sure
We'll keep it simple. Here we go. It's good. It's a good one. You probably haven't heard it in a while. Why did the 6-year-old kid cross the playground? To get to the other slide. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right, boys, please tell your families that we're going to try to put this link somewhere. It's going to probably take forever and a day to download or upload, but we'll put it out there somewhere for, in case grandma or grandpa weren't able to log on or something like that. All right. Was there anybody that wasn't able to make it tonight? Did you notice someone was missing?
Danny Hickey wasn't in here.
Oh, he wasn't?
No.
His thing in the beginning.
All right. Well, this is a good reason why.
Join.
Huh?
I think he was here.
Yeah, he was here in the beginning for your thing.
Okay, good. All right, boys.
You guys got anything else? Go to the order.
Hey, love you guys.
Love you, Coacher.
Love you too, Coacher.
All right.
We miss you guys a lot. We'll be seeing you soon. I'll let you know what day we're going to hand out those awards, okay?
Wait.
Thanks, coaches.
All right, boys. Thank you.
All right, boys.
Okay.
Good.
See ya.
We'll see you.
Anthony, how do I
See ya, Coach. See you guys.
See you, boys.
See ya, coach.